What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. Welcome to PCP TV Night here, where we're going to be talking about the finale of She-Hulk. I'm so excited. This is the end of this 9-week journey that we've all had. For some, it's been arduous. For some, it's been near godlike. I don't know. It's been an interesting show to watch, but it's been a more fun show to discuss and talk about. Joining us, of course, tonight, we got Jelani. What is up, my man?
Hey, I've never hate watched a show as much as I've seen this. Hi.
The year's still young. You're still young, Jelani. In fact, the MCU's still kind of young. So, like, there's plenty of hate watching. Speaking of hate watching, we got Manny in the house. What is up?
Dude, I watched something today. I can't describe it.
Yeah.
It's horrific and wonderous all at once, man.
Speaking of horrific and wondrous all at once, it is my man, Steph. What is up, dude?
What's up, fellas? Yeah, this was an episode. As I said earlier, this was an episode.
Well, speaking of it was an episode, it's Fable. What is up, my man? How you doing?
Station.
Dude, you and Steph look like you're in the same room, just other sides. Look at that.
Hey,
lighting, background, everything. Look at that.
Let the confetti sprinkle all over the bitch.
So me, Jelani, and Manny are up in the attic. Y'all are on the ground floor, and in the basement is Brooks down there in the dungy basement. What is up, Brooks? How you doing?
What up, Brooks?
All right, we have appreciated so much this entire 9-week course that we've been teaching here on Pop Culture Philosophers on how to properly hate watch shows or be disappointed or just think something's okay. We appreciate everybody being here watching throughout these weeks, and if you're here live, and I see some people already are, more than usually are at this time, I think they're ready to hear some shit. This is a crazy episode, so we want to hear your thoughts. You are part of this conversation. We always pay attention to what you say, even if it doesn't get highlighted on the screen or referenced in the chat or in the conversation. We thank you so much. Station, everybody. To everybody has hung with us for 9 weeks, right? Hell yeah.
Please.
And a pop, boom. All right. Time to get into it. Overall, thoughts on the season finale, episode 9. Overall, I didn't like it. There are elements of it I like. I like that they finally went crazy. They broke the fourth wall, like for real. Like she comes out of the goddamn app screen. And I know all of us, at least for a millisecond, thought, what, did I sit on the remote? You know, like that, like what the fuck happened? Because it even had the womp sound, right? So I appreciate that they finally did that. However, they hadn't really, as we have said, over the last 8 weeks before, they hadn't really committed to the breaking the fourth wall bit. And then all of a sudden, they just fucking use it in the most outlandish purposes to basically not have to write the ending of the show. Right? I don't fucking know. I thought that was the biggest fucking cop-out. Like, I thought it was an insult to anybody who was invested. Like, there are people that were invested in this show, and maybe this blew your minds. Maybe, I don't know, but like, I appreciate that they finally did some of that shit, right? Like all of a sudden now, all these people that were like, Dan Slott's run's better than John Byrne's run. Now they're all like, yeah, dude, this is like the John Byrne issue where she steps out of the comic. This is brilliant. I mean, it could have been brilliant, but they didn't. They only broke the fourth wall really when they needed it to not have to fucking write the ending of the show. I'm so confused. Anyway, I was disappointed. What did you think, Jelani?
Boy, man. I will not get over myself, first of all. Second of all, this show wasted all of our time other than us here talking about it and doing these things. Everyone has been defending this show, and it's okay, and it has this. I said, fuck this show a while back. I knew what was coming. And actually, this episode is worse. Is worse than what I expected. because I thought I'd get like an ending. Because I like, how you gonna wrap all this nonsense you just started in 20 minutes? And then I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. You do the easiest cop out thing in the world. This is the laziest writing team I have ever seen writing anything. Like, I could write this better, and I'm a terrible writer. I could write this better.
I don't know about that, Jelani. Your dialogue's not quite natural. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna throw that constructive criticism out there.
Don't care. All I'm saying is this: I am tired of whatever Hollywood is doing now, whatever Disney is doing. I don't know why they're putting like these identity politics and all this crap in just simple entertainment. Please just keep the simple entertainment simple. Give us an idea of a story that you could tell that's good. Like, I understood what they were trying to do in this episode. I understand. But it was done so poorly. Like, I get it. I completely get it. I know you want to break the fourth wall. I know you want to change the scenery and throw Daredevil in for fun and all that shit. But to make the ending of the show that, and just you Ryan Johnson did. You did just the stupidest, most ignorant thing I've ever seen in my life on screen. I'm not even one of these internet troll people. That's the worst part. I'm not an internet troll. I don't get out here to do this to argue with people. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand the show. I cannot believe people agreed and greenlit a show like this to have 9 hours. Yeah,
I get that. Greenlit.
Less than half-hour shows. Greenlit. But you have to realize, man, I hope and pray apparently we are intelligentsia. Yes. I'm tired.
Excuse me, sir. I'm part of the intelligentsia. Okay, I want to clarify
I'm an incel. I'm a simp for bad television. I'm a terrible person. I'm an ist. I'm a phobe. I'm a man hating.
You might need to calm down. You might need to calm down, Jelani. I hope.
How mad
I know
am.
you, and I'm pretty sure you're joking. But like some people may, you don't want.
How mad I am though. How irritatingly mad I am that you made me waste all of this time telling this nothing of a story. We have no plot points. We have no strings that were attached. We have nothing done. There's a stupid Hulk King that we knew the first time we met Hulk King. And I'm like, there's no leader. There's nothing wrong. You get Hulk to fly in to fight Abomination. You make Abomination. All the CG is trash. Everything. Kevin, what the fuck? I am tired. I hate this shit. I hate it. I hate it so much. I've talked about it for so long. I am so enraged that this shit is this bad. I am absolutely flabbergasted that we have this stupid ass show. And it's in the Marvel Universe. And some of this shit's canon now. And no, we don't need to take this shit.
It was designed to bring out the Hulk.
Kevin been writing the AI. I don't give a shit. I'm sorry, I'm done.
I got you.
I'm so glad
I hate that Kaiju Footprints left because we haven't even gotten to Brooks yet. I mean, it's
I
not
was
going
gonna
to be
say, you
all.
said it was one person.
We're not all
liked it.
gatekeeping fans, you know. And
I don't give a shit.
That's a gatekeeper, man.
I'm sorry. My bad.
He didn't wait for the rest of our opinions, though. He just dipped.
I don't give a damn.
Jelani's a little bit much for some people, and I understand, man. Like I think most people are here to see to witness that.
I don't give a shit. I really hate this show.
I'm just glad I'm like, hey, Jelani, we didn't have you on the Miss Marvel show. You want to come on She-Hulk? He's like, yeah, okay. I convinced him. I was like, come on, man, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Anyway,
You probably would have liked Miss Marvel.
Manny, what'd you think about the season finale?
Well, before I talk about that, I do want to address Taylor Whitner with this hashtag still better than Moon Knight. Listen, Governor. All right, I did everything I could with what I had. All right, I'm a magnificent actor. I played Apocalypse better than anyone who's played Apocalypse in the last 20 years. I will put that on my gravestone. All right, I did a damn good job. And Taylor, I'm not going to put up with a cranky ass old man like you. I'm just telling you as it is, mate. As it is. All right, but anyway, this particular episode, it really wanted to be clever, and if it had earned that cleverness, I would have went with it. There were times I chuckled. I'm not gonna say, you know, hashtag fuck this show. Type that out in the comments if you think that's what I said. Hashtag fuck this show. And if you go on Instagram and you start resharing this video and saying hashtag fuck this show, I don't condone that. I'm not telling you all to go to your fucking Instagram, share this to your chats, hashtag fuck this show. I'm not saying
YouTube
that.
might think you mean this show that we're doing.
No, this show is good.
No,
This
show's
show's good.
fine.
Well, fucking views are views, man. Fuck. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
hey,
That's
watch
a
this
point.
too. But anyway, guys. But here's the deal. This didn't earn the cleverness, right? Jen says things like, "This can't be where this season was going, can it?" We're sitting at the dinner table, and me and my wife both go, "Where the fuck has this season been going?" There has been no overarching plot. You don't get to critique the finale when the only semblance of a plot that you've had has been this blood plot. The blood plot might be stupid as shit. Jen, believe me, I get it. But it's the only thing we had. We had Titania show up like twice, all right, and then nothing else. It's just been a mess, just a jumbled mess. And for her to go up to Kevin, all right, and say, "Kevin, is this still a legal comedy?" Since when the fuck was this a legal comedy? There's been very few.
There was like a brief
legal
moment in
things.
episode 4, maybe 5. Like
There was the one episode we really liked was when Pug and Nikki were on their little side legal quest and Jen was on her side legal quest. That's the episode I think every single one of us was like, that's a good episode, except maybe Jelani, because I don't know when hashtag fuck this show became a thing. But after that,
Madison.
okay, so there we go. After Madison, so yes, the Wong episode, we are still good. The fact is, it was never a legal comedy either, and we would have really liked that. So it's not a matter of the incel agency. It's not a matter of gatekeeping. Although, to be fair, Kaiju, I do have a lock on my gate. It's a big motherfucking padlock, and that padlock says good fucking writing. All right, I'm a comic book fan because I like good stories.
Who knew?
Failed to tell me a good cohesive story, having charming characters, having interesting concepts like punching your way out of a Disney Plus app does not make a good story. So I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shit on your love of She-Hulk. For whatever reason, God bless you. You fucking like this thing, and that's great. But I was slightly entertained, but I will say this. My daughter, when the Disney Plus thing happened, she right away said, "Daddy, what happened with the Hulk?" So for the show then to turn and say, "That's fucking messy. That is stupid." My 6-year-old daughter was invested as hell when the Hulk showed up and was fighting Abomination. She was super interested in seeing what happened with Todd, who's a lot like her all of her mom's friends' husbands are a lot like that Todd guy. She was excited to see him get his ass kicked too. And none of that happened. The show was like, this is the worst part. No, I'm sorry. It's the only thing you gave us. At least resolve the plot. So that being said, it was an all right episode. I chuckled a couple times.
One thing I will say is, another form of gatekeeping is not being able to handle like people criticizing something that you like. And I don't criticize people for the things that they like, and I'll be critical on the things, and we all, it's all subjective. That's the thing. Like, it's all subjective. Nothing is like, no piece of art is inherently bad or inherently good. It's all subjective, right? And that's what we do here. And if we were gatekeepers, we'd be like all those other YouTube channels that have fucking hundreds of thousands of viewers, right? That just hate everything. We all just gave Werewolf by Night a 5, including this one right there. So that's all I'm saying. And Kaiju's still here because we know Kaiju's down. That's right.
Come on, Kaiju. Come on,
right.
man.
That's right.
You know
That's right. That's right. All right. Let's turn things around. I think. I don't know, Steph. What do you think about this episode overall?
I was gonna comment on his comment, but I won't. I was like Manny, I was entertained, but I was a little let down with the plot resolve. Like I was thinking for a few hours, I was like, what really happened then? Like if the whole, like, because the whole blood thing ties back to the whole beginning of the season. So it's like, what was really solidified in the show? Like they even said in the writer's room meta bit that, what if we start off with season 2 revealing that whole Roseanne shit, where it's like, you know, the previous season was just a dream or some shit like that.
Yeah, that Dallas shit, man, right? They did that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was entertaining, but it was like, for me, I say this a lot, I'm big on endings, and this ending was weak. You know, and I've been one of the bigger supporters on this panel for the show, all 9 episodes, and I gotta admit, I felt slapped in the face.
You should, because they've been trolling us this whole time. There were some
charming bits. It was fun, but it was just that ending was like.
There were moments I liked, and I just wish that kind of thing, instead of being saved up for one episode, would have been sprinkled throughout. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind that she broke the fourth wall. The problem is, like, we kept saying it every week. Like, they're not doing it. Like, they're doing it a little bit. She'll look at the camera and say something, but like, they're not quite going fully for it, right? But I don't know, man. But at the same time, I do kind of like, and I'm kind of like this trickster type character inside, man. I really like the idea of, they just said fuck y'all for this finale. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that too. I think it's kind of bold, but I don't know. I do still feel disappointed because I was invested in certain characters and certain ideas and shit like that. And it just kind of, and my biggest goddamn thing with the whole episode, it's not the fourth wall breaking. It's not the wrapping everything up real quick and the fucking Kevin God AI coming in and all that shit. And I've seen YouTube channels where they're like, oh, did Kang build that? Or y'all are out your damn mind. None of that shit is like.
Isn't that from like a different reality?
People that think that's from a different reality, maybe. I don't know. But like, what was I going to say? Okay, man, I said this before. When she first became She-Hulk, she was like, I don't want to be this. Give me one of your inhibitor bands. Hulk, Bruce, cousin Bruce, family, blood of my blood, flesh of my flesh. And he's like, nope, this is the only one. Sorry. And it broke. But they had one for Abomination, and now they conveniently have one for fucking her. Like,
yeah.
If she had that in episode 1, there would be no She-Hulk show. God damn it. Maybe that's the point. I get it. But where the fuck did they develop that technology all of a fucking sudden?
They didn't. The shit don't work. Abomination is changing left and right, doing speaking engagements. He just opened for Gary V at some fucking YouTuber.
He didn't have anywhere to go. Yeah, and let me address Kaji real quick because of this comment. Now, I didn't fall for any trap. Let you know, first of all, I fell for no traps. I watched this show objectively every time. Okay, I wanted to see it. I said I'd do it. I paid Disney Plus money for it. I sat down and I watched every episode when I woke up in the morning. I was like, and I did like it for a little bit. I did.
The opening was dope as hell. The Grindhouse, that was cool.
That's the Hulk. Yeah, the original Hulk show.
Yeah,
the opening was great. The opening was great for the first part. I was gonna say that. I love that entire beginning, the entire intro. Fantastic. Y'all should have been doing stuff like that, like throwback weird stuff like that all the time.
Did anybody think that Did anybody think that the bodybuilder that was playing She-Hulk looked better than the CG?
Yes, looked a lot better than the CG.
Yes.
But see, this is a response. This finale was a response to all of everybody complaining about this show and saying all the nonsense. And that's the problem. We don't have. There is an internet community that hates things. We are not that. We are not that. A, not that community. B, I watched this stuff. I watched all the movies. I watched all the TV shows that you've gotten, except for like Miss Marvel and the last episode of Moon Knight. I watched it because I gave up on Moon Knight at the finale. I was like, nope, not even watching it. I haven't seen it since. But because of that, it's so muddled and nonsensical. And you just hired people and say, hey, we got a property. You're a writer. Write for it. It's lazy. It's trite. It's not anything that's worth a damn. And that's just my opinion. The people in the show, they don't mirror me in any way. They're idiots. I wouldn't go to a meeting and complain about intelligentsia crap. I don't go to events and do stuff like that. I want to go to events and buy toys. That's all I want to do. That's my life. So past that and watching this show, it's a terrible, terrible just concept of lazy writing. We just have lazy people that just took a paycheck and did something. The lady from the Pickle Rick episode wrote some stuff and got a room of other people who wrote some stuff. And then made
is that Jessica Gal who wrote the Pickle Rick episode?
It's a great episode.
Yep.
Station, Jessica. Station.
That's a good episode.
I got a pop for that shit.
That's a good episode. It's one of the best. And you come to this show and do this thinking it works that way. It doesn't.
All right.
Out. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
This is the finale. I need to get all this shit out before my brain explodes. I cannot stand this shit. I cannot wait to never see this again or talk about it ever again.
I don't know why it's so funny when someone hates the show so much and it bothers them and we can feel it. You know?
It hurts.
I love this. I think it's so fucking funny.
It hurts, and it's not because they just trolled everybody. It's not that the intelligentsia.
I think they were trying to be more clever than they were capable.
You just wait for the series finale of Pop Culture Philosophy. That's going to be the biggest troll out there. You just wait.
I would have loved it if Andy Kaufman had done it.
Maybe 20 fucking years ago, because he did that shit in a cave. With a bunch of
Andy Kaufman put the show together in a cave.
What about you, Fable? What did you think overall about the finale?
I was so confused watching this thing. I had no idea what was going on. Like when she started doing all her stuff and breaking the fourth wall and going through the Netflix screen, I'm thinking in my head, I'm saying, all right, this shit might be a little over my head. Maybe I'm losing it and I just got to pay attention because there might be something brilliant going on here. So I got to really pay attention. But then like Steph said, it got to that point where it's like, oh, we're just arresting Abomination and we never knew what happened in the whole thing. And like, what happened? Like, I'm just confused. And I never seen a show that like just attacked everybody. Every comic book facet there is. I mean, they even gave you, all the speckers that were loving Scar, I mean, they're all crying right now. They just ruined Scar. They were like, here's Scar, here you go, speckers. You wanted your new character. It's like they were taking shots.
That was
at
a shock.
everybody.
I'm not gonna lie.
What the fuck is that haircut?
Yeah,
what the fuck is that haircut?
It was like a weird bowl cut almost or something. It was.
I had sense from the beginning that this show was a commentary on internet culture and stuff like that. And this last episode totally revealed itself for that. Like everything was about some internet kind of thing that we've all spoken about, talked about, and that's fine, right? That's fine, but not She-Hulk, man. Like use fucking Bleep Frog Boy or whatever his name is. You don't do this with She-Hulk. Like so, and then the whole John Byrne out of John Byrne's playbook book. Sure, it is out of John Byrne's playbook, but John Byrne did it better. That's what we're trying to tell you. It's not that it's not taken out of the playbook. It's just not written as well as the playbook. You know what I mean? And I'm just so confused at this thing. I don't know what the hell they were trying to aim for, but they shot everybody. They took shots at MCU fans, comic book fans, just
Kevin
everybody,
Feige,
women,
the writers'
men.
room.
Yeah, I mean,
you're doing too much, and you're doing too much. It's a response.
Yeah,
it's a response to what they
So he
did.
can't help himself, y'all.
That was
Sorry.
never
I
there.
love it.
Sorry.
It was never there. The hate, like, okay, there was hate, but there was also love. But they treated it like everybody hated this.
And
thing.
they were like this the whole time.
Yeah, to everybody.
Just like this.
What?
And I'm like, you have to do that. Tell me this story.
So,
God damn it.
I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, yes, there were highlights. I loved the Hulk homage to the old Bill Bixby Hulk. I was like, I love that bit.
Yeah.
That shit was
And hell yeah. And like Shalani said, that kind of thing should have been sprinkled through the whole season. It would have, made this thing a little more stylish. You know what I mean? And I love Pug. I'm not gonna lie, I love that guy. I
You
wanna see
mother
a Pug
bugger.
show.
Yeah.
I love Pug and even her friend. I love them. Like you guys said, the most interesting part was when they went on their adventure. I could see a whole show with that. It was good. But yeah, this thing left me confused, man. Really confused. I just don't understand what was the point. And like Jamal said, they didn't resolve a thing. They didn't do anything. Matter of fact, they made some really weird decisions. Like, why is Abomination in jail for doing speaking gigs? And everybody's happy about it. Like, yeah, he's in jail now. And then he gets broken out by Wong? Like, what is going on here?
I think that with the Wong bit, I think that was them just in case they had plans for using him in something else. If someone sees the movie, they can just make a reference. Oh, he escaped. But you know, the audience, people who've seen the show knows how he escapes. But it won't be.
That's all set up for Bloodsport too.
Yeah.
That's all set up. I mean, have you ever heard of Kumite? Like that. I mean, remember we had that drop. I think that's the biggest fucking tease that Kevin Feige gave us. Right. So there you go.
And I never hated this show. I gave it a solid 3.5. All 8 episodes. 3.5. That's solid. You know what I mean? But this one, come on, it dropped the ball. You gotta admit that a little bit. I mean, there's something wrong here. They didn't finish the story. So yeah, I agree. I did not like this one.
Now, I just real quick want to say I've never seen Inhumans and Iron
Neither
Fist.
have
Iron Fist,
Inhumans is horrible.
I actually like Iron Fist because it's consistently bad to the point where I watch it like the way I watch Pieces, right?
Okay.
Like that horror film Pieces, if you've ever seen it.
Never finished Iron Fist. Never finished it.
She-Hulk's Lord and Savior here on PCP. Brooks, what did you think about this episode overall?
I loved it. That was great. Because I was expecting like just a boring, typical, Marvel slugfest ending, like they looked like they're going to give us. And I was actually like that they fucking decided not to do that and to fucking actually poke fun, kind of poke fun at their own, process. People have been saying Marvel movies have been very formulaic and boring lately, and this show comes out and says that they have been. I loved it. I thought it was really funny, and the whole intelligentsia thing, when it comes as far as that goes, that reminds me people like that who were very kind of overly critical of things. They aren't a new thing. That's something that's been around since comics first started.
Michael Keaton Batman.
If you've been a collector of comics long enough, you'll have met a person like this who just who knows so much about all these comics and stuff, but only seems to gather knowledge just to be an asshole and nitpick.
Who are you talking about, Brooks? Who are you talking about right now, Brooks? Who are you talking about?
This guy, this guy right here.
Who's that?
And that's what the intelligentsia feels to me. It's just a group of those guys, and now they have internet. So yeah, I mean, I can see why people might not like this show as much, but to me, it's always just been a silly kind of comedy, and I just kind of enjoyed it for that. And I laughed a lot at it in this one. I think this ending is surpassed my expectations of it.
Nice. Well, God's blessed you, Brooks. God's blessed you. I'm sorry we saved you for last, but you were the last one here, so that's the way it usually works.
Save the best for last.
Yeah, man. Thoughts on Kevin and Scar? Right, we already kind of touched on the ending, how we all felt about that. Kevin, I guess it's kind of clever, but at the same time, I guess I appreciate that Kevin Feige himself didn't show up in this episode. But at the same time, it felt rather self-indulgent. No matter what, I'm going to break some kayfabe here. Sometimes what you're taught is if you want to be a personality, especially a personality on TV or the internet or in the public, right? One thing you do is you self-efface yourself, right? You make these self-defacing jokes, right? And you let people feel like they're in on the joke, right? And I just want you to know that when it happens here, it comes from a very honest fucking place because we're all pieces of shit and we all hate each other. But
I love you guys. You guys are my best friends.
I felt the Kevin bit was rather overly indulgent, and that's okay. That's fine. Whatever. That was where I was like, oh my God. And then just Matt Murdock falls from the fucking sky. So wait, so are we in danger in Daredevil Born Again of like Matt just disappearing for an episode because he's been whisked away across the fucking country for a movie.
I bet you he's not even gonna be in the red and yellow in Born Again.
I doubt. I hope not. I fucking hope. Like,
Yeah.
Well, we know
here's
he's
the
got
thing.
an F
Okay.
buddy when he goes.
They put him in the yellow and the red, and it looks good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
badass actually.
They do the impossible. They make it look good, but they keep putting him in fucking daylight with it. Like, it doesn't look good in the daylight.
He's a
Y'all.
happier
man.
It doesn't. Daredevil's
Because
costume.
Netflix
None of
really
these
looks
costumes
good.
really look good in the daylight, except for like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Cap. Never mind. Most of them look good in the daylight. My thoughts on the Scar thing. So they do the whole, where we're going to introduce, save it for the movie. That was enough for me. That means we are getting the Hulk movie because we all knew what the fuck. But then they're going to bring him out anyway, and he just shows up. Look at me, yeah. And it's over. Like, it's just like, what the fuck was that? And the post credits is abominable. Like, once again, I don't think they need to deliver everything, but there's perfect opportunity to drop in leader, man. Like, perfect opportunity. And then we could use that cool thumbnail that Manny came up with of me as the leader, and like we'll get to use it one day. Obviously, Captain America: New World Order. So that was my thoughts. Like, Scar never was a character that super enticed me to join the MCU, but I'm sure he's there.
That was so
it's
random.
fine. It's fine. So yeah, what, Jelani, what do you think about Kevin and Scar?
Oh, stupid and stupider. Oh yeah, it was great. I love that the AI is Kevin Feige, and we're just so clever that we made a robot AI that just works now, and it's been planning and plotting this whole thing. So we have no resolution to a story because we broke the fourth wall and talked to Kevin, and now we're fixed. So yay, cool. Next, you get Scar, and they're like, "Look, guys, look, it's Scar." Look, it's the stupid haircut thing that just walked over here. It looks like a Shrek too. The CG, by the way, was fucking terrible consistently. Like, it never got better. I think it was the best it ever was, like in the first episode. That was as far as we got for like.
I think
quality.
the best was last episode, to be honest, man. Like, honestly.
Well, they tried, they attempted, but either way, who gives a shit? They
were like, we can do whatever we want with this show because the biggest thing is the Daredevil pop. That's going to be the thing that makes it work.
But you can't do that. You can't like bait us. And that's the other thing. This, like I said, I've been constantly saying this. It's a constant troll. It was a troll that I never seen. Like, it's like this stuff gets to y'all. Like all of this gatekeeping that you say we do and all this stuff. I'm like, I've seen good shows. We watched good television.
Don't say we. Brooks ain't gatekeeping shit.
Yeah, if you're not a gatekeeper, then why are you worried? Why are you taking such a stance?
Because I'm watching
You're
it
kind
and
of
I
telling on
paid
yourself a
for
little
it.
bit there.
Not really.
Well,
Brooks.
we're not trying to get a wall here between you two. Come on now. Come on.
No. Brooks is fine.
I'm like a wrestler.
Dude, I got a brilliant idea.
Well,
fuck your ideas for what y'all want to do in the future. Y'all need a channel where Brooks and Jelani debate pop culture shit like Crossfire. Like,
Pop
I'm on
culture
this
debate
side, I'm on
bros.
this side. We're gonna fucking hate each other and just spit
Look,
venom at each
Brooks
other.
has on a white shirt. Jelani has on a black.
Hold
Like
on,
yin and
Kashi,
yang.
hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Red and blue is
This
Crossfire. Bro.
Jelani
Who's
was
Tucker
a
Carlson?
comic
Who's
collector
Tucker
pushing
Carlson?
for me in the mid-70s. He would have hated John Byrne's She-Hulk. I love John Byrne's She-Hulk. I still love John Byrne's. I raised up on John Byrne's She-Hulk. I got John. Man, don't get me started on shit. I got in trouble as a kid, and I'm telling this story just because I waited to the end of this show to tell it. I was inquired, and I was one of those kids that daydreamed a lot. So I drew a lot as a kid. I drew a whole bunch, and I had the library in our school had our comic books. So I like, now it was my first foray into comic books, but in the library, I read Avengers, I read Iron Man, I read Spider-Man, I read X-Men, I read all of these books in the library. And I picked up one called The Sensational She-Hulk. And She-Hulk I'm a little boy. She-Hulk's like dressed the way she's dressed sometimes. And I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. But it was also, I sat down and read it, thought it was funny, wanted to draw She-Hulk. So I was in choir one day and I was bored as shit. We weren't doing anything. So I was in the room and I was drawing She-Hulk wearing her like it was like a purple camisole or something, right? So I'm drawing her, of course it's on white paper. So my teacher comes by, sees me drawing She-Hulk the way she's dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like wearing the camisole, wearing the big hair, and it's kind of revealing. And she's like, oh no, you can't draw this. You can't do this. You can't do this at all. So she like took me to the principal's office and showed the picture to them. And I had to show the picture to my parents. And they were all like, why are you drawing like scantily clad women and all this other stuff? I was like, well, if I had crayons, I'd draw her green. She'd be She-Hulk. And so like I got in trouble for that. Like I actually got detention for that. And that was back in middle school. And like ever since then, I was like, oh yeah, I love She-Hulk even more. And like over the years, I've followed her journey. I haven't read all the books. I haven't gotten to the Dan Slott run and read it for this nonsense. But what I'm saying is this: yeah, I've had it for a kid. If I was a middle-aged man and I saw John Byrne's She-Hulk in the '80s or when it started, I wouldn't be mad because it's still a good book.
Yeah, age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number. You could be so different from your generation. That's just that's nonsense to me. Being born here, being born there, what you were a fan of here, what you were a fan of there. I know. So look at Dylan. Dylan is early 20s and he knows about 70s.
There's more about horror than anybody I've ever met.
Than any, and I grew up through it. So that's a cop out. That age thing is not.
It is.
You like what you like. Good is good. Bad is bad.
I know what I like, and I know what I've seen out of these movies and these TV shows. And we get this, Fable. You're absolutely right. We like what we like, and I don't like this at all. I haven't liked it in so long that it's just pathetic. And I'm paying for it. That's why I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm paying. I'm still saying it. I'm mad that I paid for it.
Bro, I gave you my Hulu password. We're even. I'd already told you that.
No. No, that's
we're
beside
even, man.
the point.
Come on.
I told you. If I didn't like the show, I would tell you. Because I stopped watching shows when they're bad. When they start being bad, like immediately, like in that first and second episode, I was gonna be out. And y'all be talking about this on your own. But I paid for it. And I said I would do all of these. Then you're gonna hear my opinion.
We commit to the bid. That's a PCP tenant right there.
That's right. And I can't be a good friend.
All right. So I guess your basic thoughts were you didn't like it. All right, Manny, what'd you think? Kevin,
I don't like the plot device of Kevin. I enjoyed Kevin though, because if fucking Marvel's been a rudderless ship now, fucking for a while, right? I mean, ever since the end of Endgame, we don't know what the fuck's going on in the MCU. Some things are in the multiverses, some things are, and everything is just very, very clinical. Everything's by the numbers. It is what it is. So I thought that acknowledging that, letting us know that they acknowledge it, hopefully inspires them to change it, right? That we're going to get somewhere, right? I think that the fact that Jen says, this can't be where the season's going. Yeah, her show, that's where that season was going. But we've been watching MCU movies lately and we've been thinking, oh fuck, is this where this is going? So it does attack the fans, but I think it also does a good job being a placeholder for those fans as well. So Kevin, I just don't like the plot device. It's lazy. Let's resolve a story here. And in a work where that is the modus operandi, where the board gets reset every episode, wouldn't have been a big deal. If She-Hulk constantly was resetting back the status quo to square one each and every episode, then it wouldn't be a big deal. They have been loosely building towards a blood plot just to pretend like that blood plot is not the plot of the show. I agree with what Brother John is saying. I think that's really what we want this to be about. We really like Jen's portrayal of She-Hulk and Jen. I think that Tatiana Maslany is doing a good job at being this character. So yes, I would love for the little tiny times that she says things like I was just learning how to be She-Hulk, and there's just not enough of that. I would have loved to see your idea, your legal comedy that where you were trying to find yourself. I would love for Brother John, a channel, between him and his brother Digger Jim, two guys I respect quite a bit. I would love to have seen what you guys saw. That's not what I saw. As far as Scar goes, guys, come on, come fucking on. All right. You
It's like
see,
a version of Robbie from
we
Cobra Kai.
yeah, that's exactly who it looks like. It's exactly
For a
what it
second, I
looks
thought you were
like.
about to say me, and I was like, wait a second.
Yep.
There's no fucking way you have seen Scar and you thought that's who the fuck this should have been. I would have been happier if fucking Hulk would have come out with the fucking a lion with a scar on his goddamn face if they wanted to really go meta. This
Be
was
prepared.
oh, that's such a great song. That's a problem, guys. Come on, don't disagree with my opinion on the show all you fucking want. You can't tell me that is what you wanted for Scar, and you can't tell me that is the fucking World War Hulk fucking teaser you wanted either. It would have been better for them to show the Hulk fucking back on Sakaar and did something there. But this whole showing up at the family dinner, was it on brand for She-Hulk? Sure, but you're laying seeds for the MCU.
Bro, I tell you what would have
That's
turned
a
it
problem.
around if Vin Diesel would have showed up there at the end and be like, who wants a
Family.
Corona?
Now I know they can't use Hulk as a movie. What if they had something called like Gamma Planet, and they had a bunch of
I
Hulk-related
guarantee you, they already got that shit worked out. You think Universal at this point is still like, no, you can't use Hulk. No. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gotten on board. And the ones that wouldn't get on board
Sony
got
and
bought.
Spider-Man.
So like Universal's like, yeah, can we make some of that money? Because like they're trying to
They
figure
have
out their next
tried.
thing. They've been like, we've been trying to reboot this fucking Universal horror thing 8 times over the last 2 decades. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Steph, what did you think about Kevin? My bad, Kevin and Scar.
I didn't really enjoy Kevin too much. I thought it was a little pretentious, a little lazy, like you guys said. Had some funny moments between him and Jen, but it just ties into the whole ending plot device that I didn't care for. Scar, I didn't really have any feelings either way. I've never really been too big on him. I didn't expect him, so when I saw him, I was like, huh. But I'm not mad at it. But I didn't expect it. Came out of left field, but he does look really different. For sure.
Yeah. He should have been wearing that hat that they gave the Kevin robot. Maybe it looked better. He just showing up like, I want the Corona. I don't know why we think Scar is British, like a British kid, because those are the most annoying kids in movies, are British kids. But
My father's gonna kick your ass.
I would be excited for like, that's a cool thing to develop. Hulk with the kid, like holy shit, that's a cool thing to develop. That's exciting. But we knew that was coming. That's fine. The biggest disappointment I had was, as far as expectation was, I was really wanting to see Dude as the leader, like the dude from Oh Brother and the guy from Incredible Hulk. Like I can't remember his name right now. He's got 3 names.
Tim Blake Nelson.
That would have been a good.
Tim Blake
after
Nelson.
thing.
He's got
Show
3
me.
names, all of them first names. TBN. Hell yeah, we'll just call him that.
Nice. We're gonna get
TBN.
sued by the Catholics. You realize that, right?
Oh shit, you're right. The Bible Network. Fuck, never mind. Sorry. Fable. What did you think about Kevin and Scar?
Well, Kevin initially, I didn't have too much of a problem with. I thought it was a little on the nose, so I guess the pretentious thing, where you would feel that way is a little too on the nose. But at the same time, she's explaining to Kevin that she doesn't want this shitty plot happening. And I'm agreeing with her, right? I'm like, yeah, right? Like, I don't want this shit to end like this. What's going on here?
You're like, all right, let's change this
Fix-
up.
yeah,
Let's
fix this
let's
up,
have
Kevin.
yeah.
Fix
But
this
they
shit
didn't
up,
change
Kevin.
anything.
But they didn't fix anything. And they didn't even. You don't know what happened to anybody. You don't know what happened in that house. All of it is just getting arrested. Everybody's going to jail, and it's like, oh, I'm happy again.
Wrecking crew. Okay.
Yeah,
That
everybody's
essentially, my problem with that is because that essentially is saying nothing in the season 1 is solidified. Like season 2 can come back with a whole different cast if they wanted because of what the ending established.
Yeah, I mean, Daredevil falling out of the sky. Like, you know what I mean? I
They
mean,
would still
she
be
could
a
break
meta
the
right
fourth
there.
wall, but now they just broke the entire show. Like, he just falls out of the sky. You know what I mean? My problem with them, those two characters, is that they were shots. They were statements, and they didn't serve really too much of a purpose,
Nothing.
right? Like Kevin's there to let you know, to troll all the people that say, who writes this thing? Probably an AI writes this shit, you know? And it's like, yes, it was an AI. His name is Kevin. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, thank God, because the writers are in there being like, what if it's all a dream? I like the idea that they're kind of talking shit about themselves, but like the same, like what I was mentioning earlier, when you're a public figure, they tell you be self-effacing, right? And like,
right. No, but it wasn't self-effacing.
Self-deprecating.
It was
That's the fucking word
sarcasm.
I've been trying to use all day.
I don't think it was self-effacing. I think it was sarcasm. It's like, oh yeah, you think we're all idiots? Yeah, you're right. We're all idiots. Whoa. Look, we're so stupid. You know what I mean? And then
I tell you what, they did that idea to perfection in the Clerks animated series, where they go into the writers' room and they're just all dipshits. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Easier.
And Scar, of course, the obvious shot at the speculators, obvious shot at the collectors, man. The guys who go out there trying to hype these books up and whatever. And some people might look at that and say, yeah, take a shot at them damn speculators. But it's like, why are you taking shots at your fans, man? People, you know, they come from all sorts of places in the comic book community. You know, we got our speckers, we got our cover lovers, we got our story lovers, we got our, you know what I mean? We got all kinds of people in this community. And I felt like they were just shitting on everybody. Like,
But the cool thing is, all the people out there, the people that love the story overall, the people that love the art, the people that love the covers, the people that love the speculative nature of it, we are all lovers of what? Comics. And even the people that just watch the movies and the shows, we love these characters. Like, get into a comic, right? If that's you, right? If you are just a cover buyer, read the inside. Make sure that's worth the fucking $7 or $20 or $30, especially if you're a cover buyer. They can get pretty expensive.
If you get your kicks because you like cover art, then that's what you like.
Yeah.
No criticism of you at all.
And if you like just the story, read nothing but just good story and shit art for a month straight, and then come back and talk to me about. The thing is, it's every piece of it that matters. It's every piece of it that works, right? And that's what's so amazing about this community is there's so many little facets, but it's the overall. This is an industry where the sum of the total is more than its parts, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I think that they're taking shots in certain areas, and of course there's going to be people who agree with the shots that they're taking, right? So I think that's where all the love comes from for this episode. If you get love, it's like, shoot at them.
And people, it's hard for people to distinguish. Like, just because someone doesn't like something you enjoy doesn't mean they're attacking you, or doesn't make you bad, because people gotta understand that.
Ultimately, I wanted to see a She-Hulk story. Not the let me take shots and be meta and all this other shit. That's fine. You know, it's cool. But I love She-Hulk, and I love Burn She-Hulk in particular. That's what I came to see. And I think they took this opportunity to try to say a message, to be, they're courageous. They're courageous. I give it to them. They went out there and they did certain things that they knew. I know they knew that they were going to piss people off. And they even said, hey, we're pissing people off in the show. You know what I mean?
It's lazy as hell to say, too.
I don't want that. I just didn't want that for my She-Hulk show. That's me personally, you know. And that's aside from the inconsistent pace, inconsistent writing, inconsistent characters. You know what I mean? That's on top of that. So, yeah, man, those characters were a waste, in my opinion.
All right. What about you, Brooks? What did you think about Kevin and Scar?
I thought the Kevin thing was pretty funny, because it does seem like the MCU lately has been written by some kind of robot who's been like constructing every movie with this perfect algorithm of such and such percentage humor, such and such percentage action, you know. So I thought the Kevin thing was pretty funny. Like, you know, it was a joke.
I bet Kevin Feige watched that shit today and was like, what the fuck?
I thought they actually filmed.
Halt everything, goddammit. I bet he watched it earlier. Halt everything, goddammit.
They replaced it.
It's even got a cap.
Delay Blade a year. Delay Fantastic Four 8 months. Delay. Fuck this shit.
We need some delays.
Who said this?
I'm putting cases on all you.
Oh, yeah.
As for Scar, I didn't really care. I mean, I like the character of Scar, but like, you know, as far as like speculation market and stuff, I don't care about that at all. And I don't care if
Well,
something makes
are you
speculators angry.
Are you excited that he's there? Like, did you like the introduction?
Yeah, I'm glad that they're bringing him in. Like, I'm excited to see him. Like I didn't think it was like
you remember Scar from the comics, right?
yes,
This lovingly Rom V-esque type hair.
he was like a Conan. He's like a Conan Hulk kind
And
of.
then never forget what they took from us.
Ron Garney was the artist.
Exactly.
Even though Taco Bell's like, hey, we're bringing back the Enchilito for 2 weeks in November because you voted for it. Never forget that we took it away in the first place, as well as the double decker that we're still not gonna fucking bring back, you pieces of shit. Fuck you, Taco Bell.
Double decker. All right.
Last time I ate a Mexican pizza, I got sick for like 3 days. So like, fuck.
Mm.
I'm so
They haven't
hurt.
been the same since they brought ever since
hasn't.
that cancellation.
Because I don't
And
make 'em.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like
Anyway.
him anymore.
All right. So you like the Kevin bit, but Scar, like, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
we'll see what happens. It's the next.
Yeah.
It's the Hulk movie.
If this is your first, yeah. If this is your first introduction to Scar,
The big thing is
Yeah,
they're
a lot
like,
of people
we're,
like him.
we're getting at least one more Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo before they bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans for Secret Wars. And that's breaking case of emergency. We thought it was going to be Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. They already broke that fucking one. So they're on to the Chris Evans and RDJ fucking
Because we're
breaking
out of
case of
shit to
emergencies
do.
now, man.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, man. And the last one's going to be like fucking reanimate Stan Lee's corpse. Like, I don't know. Like, they already set up the
Cameos.
anticipation for it with
Cameo
fucking
by Jack
Ulysses
Kirby's Ghost.
Bloodstone. They're gonna do a Bloodstone on Stan Lee. He's gonna show up and be like, "Hello, true believer."
Excelsior.
Oh man!
Excelsior.
All right. Rating for this episode out of 5, you digs. Jelani, what do you give the finale?
Last two I gave zeros, or 0.5 and 2 zeros. I give this one a 5. This is a 5 big deal. I already told Robbie this. I said I was going to give you a 5 because it's over. Praise the Lord Jesus. This shit is over. I don't have to see it again. I don't have to talk to anybody about it. I don't have to argue on the internet, which I don't do anyway. I just post shit, and people get triggered of what I post. But whatever, live your damn lives. 5, baby, clean ass 5. It was perfect. Do you know how perfect it was? It was perfect how right I was that this was a terrible show from like a while back, and I kept saying it. And y'all was like, "No, son, you wrong. I love this show. This show is the prettiest show. It's got all the best people in it. It's greasy. Oh my god, I eat this like Popeye's chicken." And I'm like, this is hot garbage. Hot garbage on every level. The CGI is terrible. The cast is okay, but they're not giving anything because of bad writing. They're not giving anything. I don't care if it's not John Byrne. Hell, give me like Edgar Wright's half-ass Ant-Man, the first half of Ant-Man. Give me that. And I hate Ant-Man. I tell people this often. I can't stand that stupid ass movie. I hate it. The stupid ass Yellow Jacket and all that bullshit. But I watched all of this, okay, begrudgingly. And I am not happy I watched any of it. But the fact that this shit is over, the fact that we don't have to talk about this shit no more, but baby.
All right,
baby,
5 you digs. 5 you digs.
baby,
Quick question: you gonna be here for in 2023 for Secret Invasion?
I'm scared.
Yeah, but that's just
I'm
at least
definitely-
that's just 6 weeks, man.
I'm scared. I don't
All
know.
right,
I like
all right.
paying for Disney
I'll
Plus.
let you think about it. Because
I don't
you got
know.
other people that
I'm
might want to
super
join the show
scared.
too, Jelani. If you're, I
Let
get
him
it, man.
do it. Let him
I'm
do
not
it.
going to put you in this position, man.
I don't-
Manny, out of 5 you
Okay.
digs, what did you give this episode?
Fuck, Jelani just gave it a fucking 5. Oh shit! That does not compute. That does not compute.
I don't understand. Fuck, what am I gonna do? Because like this is an internet live show. we watch shit and then we tell what we think about it. But apparently I'm only supposed to say what people want to fucking hear. So I'm gonna have to go 5 as well. You know, I stuck to the formula of saying how I fucking felt, but that was not correct. That was not correct, and
Yeah, no, it's fuck no, dude. The show has been a I hit the wrong
Manny.
I know the show has been, dude. I've given the show 3s and 4s like the entire time. This is still a 3 episode. I mean, I chuckled, I laughed, I watched it, I was entertained. I'm not, just because I don't like the fucking messaging or I think something is lazy doesn't discount the fact that I watched it. Fuck, I watched, dude. I've been watching Power Rangers for fucking 30 something fucking years. All right. So that being said,
good point.
This is I don't know, the punching out of the Disney Plus app was pretty cool. I'll give it my second 4 of the season.
Wow, a 4.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Some high ratings so far from the PCP Excitable crew. What about you, Steph? What do you think?
I'm gonna have to give it a 2.5. There's some good humor. But I tell you guys, anybody in the back chats, I preach,
my friends.
I preach on how big I am on endings, and this ending did not hit for me personally. I'm not offended if it hits for anyone else. If you enjoyed it, that's cool. For me personally, it did not hit, and I was a little let down, as I said earlier. So 2.5.
All right, I can dig that. What about you, Fable?
I'm gonna have to go with Steph 2.5. I appreciate that. I appreciate they went bold with it. I appreciate that they tried something different and they did their own thing. It's just the thing that they did is something that I would watch. And then this is the end of it, and it just was disappointing. It
was very lackluster.
It didn't. It just missed on so many things. And
Miss Marvel did it better.
Yeah, and it
fucking had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I love Miss Marvel.
That's all I want out of shows, man. That's all I've ever wanted out of a show. You can't even give me that shit.
In my form of entertainment, I like stakes. I like things to feel like they matter.
Yeah.
And when things go a little too Love and Thunder, I'm out. And that's just me. I don't expect you to be like me. But when things get a little too silly, I can't deal with it. I gotta go. So I checked out of Transformers. I checked out of a lot of series because they went down that road. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal taste. I give it a 2.5. It was a letdown, like Steph said. I agree totally.
Gotcha. What about you, Brooks?
I give this one an unironic 5 because I liked it. I thought this was a good finale for this show, and this show kind of gets taken a little bit too seriously. I think it's just a little half-hour comedy with She-Hulk, and
there's laughing.
That's what it's done.
Comedy.
And I like like I said, I like the fact that they kind of turned the normal Marvel formula on its head a little bit and tried something different.
Different for
something
MCU.
Different, meaning like
we've seen this before, but different for MCU.
You mean something different? Like let's just not have an ending.
Hey, all the plot threads in the episode 1.
No, fuck them. One of those.
Brooks, I'm glad you like it. I feel bad for Brooks.
Plot lines in the show. Like I didn't give a shit about the fucking blood thing. I didn't really care much about the intelligentsia. It's like I didn't fucking care that they threw all that shit away. I was like, hell yeah.
Because it was trash.
I feel bad for Brooks. Brooks has sat here all night, and he's gone last every time. He's waited patiently, and he's loved it. He's loved it. That's awesome. I think that's fucking awesome. I am so happy that you love this show, Brooks. Like, for real.
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
Do you really, though, Jelani?
I do. I mean, people watching it. People watching it and loving it.
For me, for this episode, 2. 2 for me for this episode. I do like the John Byrne fourth wall break, but I wanted that the entire season. I wanted them to lean. They barely leaned into it. Then they leaned into it so heavily that they didn't have to write the third act of their fucking
Right.
You
Right.
know
That's
what
I
I'm
feel like
saying?
they're
Like,
saving all the fourth wall breaks for this episode, pretty much.
Right.
exactly.
don't-
Just like they
why
saved
do
all the
that?
CG budget for last episode, right? And they're even like, yo, man, we can't even have her transform because the CG's so expensive.
Let's be clever about it, though.
Right.
I think the biggest thing is
They
that they
trolling
learned
us. They
there's
trolling
so
us
many
hard.
hours of content that they
Hard,
produced
hard.
with all the Disney Plus shows over these last couple years. They can't
Mhm.
keep up with this pace.
Yeah.
We've all
They
been
need to
there.
slow down.
We've all been there. We at the verge of burnout where you're just done. You know, we've all been there. In fact, Jelani's been here for 6 episodes of She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I get it. And that's why they're like, yo, let's just hold on some shit. I think the best decision Kevin Feige's made in the last 2 years has been hold up. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's smoke a bowl. Let's rethink some shit. Let's pace this shit out. It's like the first time you have sex and you're so excited to get into there, and then it's over. And then maybe you just like you want to like, whoa, hold up. Let's learn some techniques. Like,
Yeah,
you
make
know
it
what I'm saying?
longer.
So I think they just went too much too fast for the moment to last, and I think now they need to hold back. But I'll give this episode a 2. We've already really talked about our overall thoughts, so let's move on real quick. Quick answers. Favorite episode of the season, Jelani. Let's be honest, man. No irony, because we can't handle that shit.
Irony. Oh my goodness. I don't know what you're talking about. My favorite episode is the episode with Madison and the stupid magic trick and Wong and fighting those stupid bat beasts or whatever that was. And it just that nonsense.
Donnie
It just-
Blaze.
Yes.
You
Donnie
want to see a
Blaze.
bird appear? You want to see a bird appear? Oh,
That was when I was okay with it. And
that's
it
the
was
peak
like,
of where that show works
Yep.
for me. Is that the show where they have to split like Pug and what's her
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Is that's that
It's a
episode?
drip doctor.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the structure.
I told
Right?
you.
Yeah.
It's the structure of the show. And
Oh,
you and you show it and they acknowledge the A and B plot or whatever and all that other stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay. This is where I thought it was going. And I had high marks.
Digital
After
B likes the why I can't say blackface for some reason. I don't know. What's going on here. I feel so
Don't know what the
conflicted
rules
here.
are.
I feel so conflicted every time you comment, man. Episode 8 is his favorite, I believe, or their favorite, the Daredevil episode. What about you, Manny? What's your favorite episode?
I'm with Jab. I think that that was the best She-Hulk centric and this cast centric episode. Had it had Cousin Larry, would have been a fucking perfect episode. All right, but as it stands, they kept him a perfect stranger, so I only gave that one a 4. But that is the best episode of the show.
What about you, Steph?
Standout episodes to me were 1, 6, and 8. I a lot of people didn't like episode 1, but I liked the whole rapport and banter going on between Bruce and Jen that whole episode. Even
Which
though
one's 6? Which one's 6?
or what was that the one with Donnie Blaze? Or no, that was episode like 4 or 5, wasn't it?
I don't remember. So you're talking about the Donnie Blaze episode.
Donnie Blaze, yeah,
Okay.
that was a good one because that's when they, like you said, the structure
Blaze.
started to show the structure of the show or what they should have, the pattern they should have stuck with.
We
And
should have done.
last episode was just come on, that was just fun. You can't, I loved it.
My favorite bit in this one is she's like, I'm She-Hulk. I smash cars. I sometimes Matt
And
Murdock.
sometimes that was good writing.
Matt
Yeah.
Murdock. Yeah, you're trolling us,
That was-
guys. You're trolling us.
Matt Murdock's got
I
that.
like that.
And then the song, I'm just gonna say, man, Matt Murdock's got that big dick energy, I guess. I don't
He
fucking
got
know.
swagger, bro. I was thinking about
He's
it.
got
Shit.
that echo sense. He knows how to use that shit. Like I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Who can find the
Listen
G
to that
spot if
vibe.
nobody but
Brody.
Matt Murdock, man? That's all I'm saying.
That's a
G
good
spot or
superpower.
G spot?
Black Widow,
Brother,
Elektra.
Oh, Karen. Come
Shout.
on.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if you have sex with Matt Murdock in the Marvel
Vanessa?
universe, there's a
Yeah.
60% chance you're gonna die
You
very
gonna die.
soon.
Yep.
Now, then there's a 20% chance you'll get brought back. And then there's a 5% chance you'll become Daredevil and marry him. Spoilers. I'm sorry. What? Oh. What about you, Fable? This episode. Oh, wait, where are we at? Favorite episode. What'd you think?
Just real quick, I saw a meme today where they have Thanos saying, MCU Thanos saying, "I beat the Hulk," and then Daredevil saying, "Hold my beer, Thanos." I thought that was hilarious. It's hard to choose. I would choose the same episodes. I think Steph said the Donnie Blaze and the Daredevil episode. But you know what? I'm gonna go with the one where she's in the abomination thingy.
At the
resort,
the self-help
thing.
resort. Yeah.
Yeah.
The therapist
Only
session.
because yeah. And I think the Donnie Blaze episode is close to it too, but the reasons why I love those episodes, in particular Daredevil too, is because those are the only episodes where you get the emotional bits, where you get Jen telling you how she feels and why she feels the way she feels, and getting you to really fall in love with her as, you know, Jennifer, you know.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what should have been the crux of this kind of series is, you know, her duality and her dealing with her duality and her having to fall in love with herself. Right?
Yeah.
Her having to be like, I'm not lame. It's dope that I'm She-Hulk, but Jen is pretty badass, you know, and I think
We get
that
like a
should have been
two episode arc where she like loved being She-Hulk. But you're right, we never got that, like, I don't know, and you know, once again, expectations or whatever. But I feel you. What about you, Brooks? Favorite episode?
Probably the 8th one. I think it was the best, the most best balance of like comedy and action. You know, it gave us Daredevil finally. Like, you know, overall, episode 8 I think was probably the best one. I like the finale, but I think episode 8 was still a little better in it.
Yeah, I'm going to go right there. My favorite is 8, the one with Daredevil. I had so much fun last week. It was the highest score I think I gave one was 4, but I do think the best episode was that one with Donnie Blaze and Wong and Madison, because they balanced all of it and they brought it together and it was really cool. And B Black Station, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, hey, y'all, thank you for all of your reviews. Don't follow She-Hulk in comics, but my wife and I really enjoyed the show. Intro to life of a female superhero, all the character interactions, and a different Hulk. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the support, and thank you for watching, and I'm glad you enjoyed the show, 100%. All right, both shows, the She-Hulk show and the Safter show. All right, favorite supporting character. I'm going to kick this off. Mark Lynn Baker. Mark Lynn Baker. She-Hulk's father, Cousin Larry. This dude said he would bury anybody that Jennifer needed. And then when the press is all up in there, he's like, get the fuck off my lawn, you pieces of shit. I fucking love him. I'm leaving y'all some good ones. Favorite supporting character, Jelani?
It's still Madison. It's always been Madison. There's just her character was just like, she's so real. She was just the realest, like, basic girl.
Youngers.
And like, I loved her relationship, how they worked together, the chemistry. I mean, I love Daredevil. I mean, he was Daredevil finally in a joking, goofy, and happy way. But I still pick Madison because it's this random character in this terrible show that they kind of sort of worked with, and you know, and it still turned out pretty good. I thought that was an enjoyable episode because she was in it with Wong. And Wong got Sopranos spoiled for him, which was one of my favorite shows of all time. So I totally get it. I love that episode.
The whole conversation, the PCP Army, that was good, man. That was good.
Yeah.
Remember we all that conversation about our favorites, man. Hell yeah, Madison. We figured it would be Madison, right? Mm-hmm. With a Y, but not where you think. Right?
Why where you think?
What about you, Manny? Favorite supporting character?
Dude, I'm taking Pug. He's got a real name. I don't know what that real name is.
It's Mother Pugger.
Mother Pugger. I didn't know if I would ever forgive him for his betrayal of Oliver Queen and Arrow. But Prometheus has come a long way. Switched from District Attorney of Star City to wherever the fuck this show is set. And Guy is just amazing, and his voice, holy shit.
It's in LA, right?
Yeah, I think so. Probably. That's how it seems like.
So
that
part where
thing.
he was like, and
is Pug their friend?
Oh,
like,
dude.
what?
Yeah,
okay.
Dude. The guy that has to break into the intelligentsia.
Yeah.
And he's wearing, and I love how she's like, nobody's going to notice that you're wearing an earbud. Okay, I get that in real life, but nobody else was wearing one. It was so obvious in that fucking thing recently. Oh, she didn't earn it. She didn't deserve it. It's like and that was the moment where I was like, are they reading lines from Jelani on our She-Hulk reviews?
He is just he's beautiful to look at.
Bug's a
His
good character. That's why
character's
the Drip
great.
Doctor episode's a great one, man.
Dude, I love it.
He gets the highlight. What about you, Steph?
So good.
Donnie Blaze's assistant. No, Wong had some of the best lines. He was there's like anytime he was on screen, he wasn't wasted. So I'm gonna go with Wong. He was funny every time.
Wong was great, and they used him the most,
Yes.
per episode, right?
Yep.
I wonder if he didn't get paid per episode. Then that's why they use him. They're like, he's got a bad deal. Benedict Wong's like, fuck, I signed a bad deal 5 years ago, and now I have to show up in all these fucking movies.
Supporting character?
He's the new Nick Fury, right? What'd you say?
Okay. Yeah, does he count as a supporting
He's the
character?
glue.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
He's the glue. Yeah.
He was the glue. Speaking of the glue that holds everything together, Fable. Favorite supporting character in the show.
I was gonna say Pug because I think Pug is just freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
I just
Manny,
love
yeah,
that actor. But he's just funny, right? There's nothing really deep about Pug. He's just a funny guy. He's a cool guy to be around or whatever. So I'm gonna go with Emil Blonsky, the Abomination, man.
Fuck yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
great
thought
in
he
the
was
show.
fucking fantastic through the whole show.
It's a
I think
thankless
he's the
job
only-
he did.
He's the only sane one in the room at times, which is crazy. And I totally buy his redemption. Like, I totally buy him turning a leaf and really wanting to be a motivational speaker. And everybody's just freaking scared of him. And they just want to, like, you know what I mean? Get him in behind bars as soon as possible. And even to the point where he's like, you know what? Wong, come get me, man. Come get me out of here. These people are all nuts. I can't be here anymore. This is too crazy for me. You know, so yeah, Emil Blonsky, the Abomination. I love him.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Brooks, final favorite supporting character.
I like the Porcupine Man. He was funny.
Put the mask back on. Put the mask back on.
I want a Porcupine Man show like now. Get to it. And
I love
the
when-
CG better be top notch.
I hope he's taking a shower. That's all I'm trying to say, right? Get that shit dry clean. That I really like the I can't remember his name, but the vampire in that episode, that was cool. I was surprised you didn't say Mallory, because I know you.
Yeah,
I know.
she'd probably be second after Porcupine.
This is the perfect time for
she
you to come
bad.
over and watch Rent with me, because that actress plays a character in the Rent on the last Broadway production that I have on Blu-ray. So Brooks, you want to come over and watch Rent? You come over and watch Rent, okay? She plays Mimi. And trust me, you're going to love Mimi. And it's going to make you cry. I promise. Maybe I should just give it to you so you can cry in the privacy of your own home. Anyway, every time I watch Rent, I fucking cry. When Angel dies, oh my God, spoilers. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But like, oh my God. Oh my goodness. Anyway, all right. Now we're going to get into the rating for the entire show.
Really?
9 episodes of She-Hulk. I want to know, out of 5 you digs, you out there in the chat, let us know. What is She-Hulk out of 5 you digs? Out of all TV shows, out of what your experience, what do you rate it? Jelani, kick off. We'll go to Manny. Y'all know what we do. I got to piss.
Really? I didn't even think about that question.
We should have went
Overall, yeah, it really should have. Yeah, because overall, Jesus. I'll give it a 2.5. The whole thing.
That's solid.
I should
Mid.
say 0. It is mid. It's a mid-tier
That's
garbage.
perfect.
It's mid-tier garbage. I've seen worse. It's just that there's. It doesn't make sense that this show was this bad, and actively it knew the vitriol it got, and then like shit all over us for the finale, and it's just weird that you would do that. It's just I don't know. I don't know why you would take criticism from the internet, which is like point nothing. We are absolutely infinitesimal to the people that buy Disney Plus and watch it, even though we bought it because of the Marvel Universe. I can't believe that you put out such mediocre product, or just this mediocre product, and you're starting to continue to do it, and it's getting this phase 4 has been a nightmare. I don't want to waste money.
Mediocre
on this anymore.
Mediocre product is a good description of Phase 4, actually.
Yeah, it's very mediocre. And like in game was the peak of it. And I'm mad that Feige had no plans after that. He was just doing stuff. We got properties.
But you know what? That's when he was starting to get the Fox deal, the X-Men and Fantastic Four. So maybe once he knew that was a plan, he had to reevaluate everything he kind of had lined up for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
To start setting up those pieces.
But this is the other thing too. He messed up in Endgame for this, the Russo brothers too. You had 5 years in between Infinity War and Endgame, and you didn't set up. You could have made shows then. You could have made shows in between that, or a show.
Thunderbolts should have taken place in between that gap.
5 years.
Fantastic
we
Four.
had the pandemic and all that shit. So production
Right.
wise,
No. I understand. Right? I understand it.
No.
I understand where we are.
I think he's saying like now, like the
like
shows could have taken place in between that gap, like the shows that came out now. Yeah.
Yeah, do
And
some
you
fill
didn't-
in, right? I think at this point, though, people are beyond that. We want to know the next big thing. We don't care about filling in the 5 years. Like, let's
don't
move to the
mind
next
it, though.
thing.
Unless they made something interesting that would
Make
lead
a
into
good
something.
story.
Fill in the
Exactly.
5 years.
Hey,
at least.
like
What
with
I'm saying
Thunderbolts.
is this.
Werewolf by Night didn't fit into any of this shit. Who gave a shit? We all loved
No,
it.
no, I did. We loved it.
True.
But this is the other thing. This is the last part about this. The reason I say that, the reason I'm saying,
No, I was gonna say, think about this. Had Thunderbolts came out as like a show or a first movie, and it took place within that gap. Like that's essentially what they did in the comics. Fantastic Four, the Avengers, they thought they were dead. The Baron Zemo was like, let's use this as an advantage. Let's pose as heroes. They could have done that in the absence of all the Avengers in this 5-year gap, and that it could have, and they could have played out longer to the reveal they're like faux heroes.
and you didn't set up new characters for the next wave. That's what Endgame failed to do too. You didn't make like an Ironheart. You didn't stick Ironheart here. You didn't put someone here, because I assumed Ironheart would appear when Tony showed up at MIT and said he was going to give a scholarship to like all the brightest minds that can come up with whatever. I thought that was actually going to be Ironheart. They're setting up Ironheart. Like she takes the scholarship and she's like, I created my own Iron Man suit. I thought that would be something cool to do. Like she didn't disappear, but her family or something popped out of existence. Yeah. And then she's been Iron Man like for a while now, like during the 5-year gap. And then during Endgame, you introduce her, or you introduce any other character. I don't know. You introduce a character in between that 5-year gap that is the gap for Endgame. So when Endgame shows up, you got another character, a new character's perspective, and then you go on to their story and move on to that movie. And then you make the multiverse or whatever you're trying to do next, the next big thing, but you make another Iron Man. You started with Iron Man and you didn't finish with a new Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a new point of reference. It should have been Spider-Man. And you try to do a Spider-Man, but you can't do that when Sony owns the rights. So get something else that's there and move on. And that's how you make it better. And they didn't do that. And I thought they would, because Endgame exists. Endgame is a story that exists, that we know about, that we all watch together. Men, women, stories are not for me. That's bullshit. All these stories are for all of us. These stories are for all of us. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm telling you that they could just make this story and make it good. And you don't have to put politics in it. You can, but don't put it in there so blatantly. And just say, this is our first blah, blah, blah. This is the first black. I don't give a damn. I'm black. I don't give a shit. Show me a story. Tell me a story that I'm going to watch and enjoy. And that's all I got to say about that. I'm out.
I respect that.
What was your rating? I missed it.
2.5. I was going to say 0 for all of it.
Not bad. Not bad.
But I don't give a damn.
That makes me rethink my rating. All right, Manny, what about you? Overall, what do you give the show?
I gave it, I want to say I gave a couple of 3s, 2, 3, 5s, a 4 and a 2. So I'm pretty sure if my math is right, I went to public school. Fuck, somebody help me out. I'm going to go 3. I'm going to go 3.5. 3.5. Then I can add the question mark that I gave episode 2. So 3.5.
Yeah. Okay. 3.5. 3.5. Yeah. So better than average is what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's what that means,
dude. Well, no. Here's the deal.
Because you bitched a lot these last 9 weeks.
See, here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you watch these 9 weeks, I bitch about very specific things. In almost every single episode I say, I laughed, I enjoyed it, I don't hate myself for watching it. I don't like very specific things about this show. But again, I fucking just rewatch for like the third time the Turbo Rangers get baked into a fucking pizza. I get enjoyment from shit just because I think something about it is stupid.
That's true.
You know,
Like Justin, the Blue Turbo Ranger.
Fuck that.
Oh,
kid.
fuck that guy.
I very rarely say that,
That's
but
the best one though. He was
but
like a child.
goddamn
He turned
that
into an
kid.
adult.
That's some
But how come
bullshit.
he was short when he took his helmet off, but grown size with the helmet on?
You go to the original.
The Morphin Grid.
You go to the original Kira Ranger, right? Which I guess Dino Charge is based on. I don't know how they did that shit in America, but in the Japanese version, there's this fat fucking like European guy who shows up, and when he morphs, he goes thin, and as part of the fucking change, he's like, blah, blah, blah.
It's more time.
He like, and I'm just like this. Why would he ever unmorph? Anyway, 3.5 for Manny. What about you, Steph? Overall, the show.
I was gonna say 3.5 as well, just because that last episode. But since I feel like I enjoyed it a little bit more than Manny, 3.69. Is that allowed?
Yeah.
If not 3.5.
3.69.
Station?
That's totally
Yeah, we'll go
allowed.
three.
Nice.
Yeah.
The only points we'll allow is 0.5 or point something 69. So you're good. You're good there. What about you, Fable?
I'm gonna give it a 3. It was real. There were points in it that I genuinely loved, chuckled. There were characters that I genuinely really liked and would like to have seen more of. Pug, some of the side characters. But ultimately, like I said, it tried to tell a message. I think it tried to say things about internet culture and things like that, which again are fine. Just not something I would watch if She-Hulk wasn't in it. So just for that, I'm gonna just give it a 3. That was good.
All right, 3.
All right.
Exactly. Like movies that I shit on, Brooks goes, I give it a 3. So I think that's very honorable here. Speaking of Brooks, what a very natural and organic segue there. Brooks, out of 5 you digs, what do you give the entire season 1 of She-Hulk? Because we just got the bad news that there's a season 2 coming. Not that it's bad
I'm not
news.
watching
Delaney,
that.
don't worry. You won't
I'm
leave
not
Do
it.
the Michael
No,
Phelps
Bobby.
meme.
No, I don't think this. Like, I think that you could have probably picked a better show to have done like a panel discussion on. But I did have fun doing this show. I give it a 4
You
overall.
criticizing me now?
Oh, this show's a
Criticizing
5.
me? We did
This
Miss
show is
Marvel
a
first. I'm
5.
sorry you
Yeah,
were
I did.
only on one
I'm just
episode.
saying. I'm saying you're falling off a little bit. You fell off a little bit there.
We should be doing House of the Dragon. We be deep.
We
man.
would be
We'd
great.
deep.
Oh my
Yeah, we'd
god.
be deep.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got an announcement about to happen. So, Brooks, you give it a 4.
Yeah. I think it's like overall, it's made me laugh a lot. I enjoyed. I just enjoyed it for what it was. And like, I can understand people not liking it and people expressing their discontent about it. It's, that's the whole point of this, this thing, this internet thing is like, we can say our piece and some people can disagree with us and some people can agree with us and no hurt feelings, it's all good.
Right.
Has this not
It's
been the
all
biggest
internet.
exercise we've done on PCP about like we can all have differing opinions, y'all? We're all good. I just want to address something real quick. We do, I think, have displayed an ability to judge the rebranding of old ideas for news. Go to last Friday. That Werewolf by Night show was nothing like the Werewolf by Night in the comics. It's nothing like the Man-Thing in the comics. It's really kind of even just barely anything like the Elsa Bloodstone that we have in the comics. We fucking loved it.
Loved it.
Like, we don't mind rebranding. We love Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, that was
all
a
the
different kind of
MCU
different
characters
thing.
are not exactly the same. as their
Exactly. So,
comic
like,
form.
And the MCU is not for the TikTok generation. That
Right.
specifically, that's what you're making it sound like. That's not the case.
Yeah. And I do want to point out that Austin says Robbie always has an open perspective, and all 6 of these guys together is a pretty balanced panel. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
The
Austin.
thing is,
Absolutely.
we all have our views and all this. Okay, looking at the entire show, it had its ups, it had its downs. It was incredibly inconsistent, right, for me. But in every
Lazy.
episode, there were things I liked.
Right.
In every episode, there were
Same.
things I didn't like. There were things I got to pick at and this and that. That being said, I'm going to give it a 2.869. Since I ended it with a 69, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I can do that. So overall here, I got a 2.869 from me, a 2.5 from Jelani, right? 3.5.
5, right?
3.5.
Oh, for the series. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the series. A 3 from Fable. A 4 from Brooks. That's a PCP average of 3.33369 station. So basically, the PCP says, check it out, make up your own fucking mind, and don't argue about what you think about it. All right, that ends it. We're done. We're done for
Thank
the
God.
year on PCP TV night, or are we? I got an announcement to make. We just lost Fable. It's okay. He'll be back. All right. We're doing the next episode to episode show we're doing is Secret Invasion. That's in like January or some shit, right? Right? So we're good for the rest of the year. However, I very much do want to talk about with my friends here shows that we love, maybe after the fact. So maybe doing some episodes of PCP TV night, right? Where we talk about a show after it's concluded, right? Now with some of the Marvel shows, we'll continue to go week to week. But I want to try this experiment out with House of the Dragon, because we only got 2 episodes left. And when that wraps up, maybe me and Jelani and Brooks and some other people can be on a panel to talk about the overall season 1 of House of the Dragon. Because I would love to have that conversation. Anybody would be down with that?
Yeah, of course I'm down.
F, you down for that?
Hell
I'm
yeah.
going to offer it to everybody here
We should have
first.
been
That's the
talking
way we
about
do it. Whoever's on the most recent panel gets invited to the next one. That's the way we go. So Steph, me, and Brooks and Jelani, we're plus 2 others are going to watch House of the. We've been watching House of the Dragon. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Right,
we're going to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it. We're going to talk about it. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be fun. But yeah, Secret Invasion. So once again, here we are, the panel. Who wants to do Secret Invasion? If you're
I think
down,
we
raise
should-
your hand.
We should do it, guys.
Fuck yeah. All right. Everybody that raised their hand, they're down. So that means all of us. Sorry, Taki. Sorry, Brando. Sorry, Nick.
I'll do it.
We got it covered, man. We
I'm
good. We
scared
good.
of it, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Thank you all so much. I just assumed Jelani hates House of the Dragon. No, he doesn't. He loves it.
No, I don't.
We were talking about that shit.
That was a pretty
I'm not
good
those
one.
people.
I think
So-
here's another thing that may be unfair to She-Hulk
saying.
is that She-Hulk's going on while we are riveted with other shows. Brooks is really into Rings of Power. Me and Jelani are in the House of the Dragon. Brooks is also in the House. There are other shows going on. We're like,
There's a
I'd
lot
rather.
of shows going on right
There's a
now.
lot of shit going
Rather
on.
talk about that.
And we're like,
And
She-Hulk.
movies.
That's
And
why
movies.
even Brooks, who gave the
Hellraiser.
highest overall rating
Shit,
for
bunch of
She-Hulk
stuff.
was Brooks, right? Even he said, you picked a bad one, bruh.
There's so many shows we could be like really talking about, but like
We're doing She-Hulk, man. I know, man. Like, there's a lot to unpack about House of the Dragon, right? For instance, right?
Yeah.
We could talk about incest and all of Jelani's other favorite things. Anyway, thank you all for joining us on this 9-week journey. I'm kind of glad it's over, but what I'm glad is not over is hanging out here.
Yeah, it's
talking to y'all about
bittersweet,
TV
man. It's
Yeah.
bittersweet. This show is
This show has made She-Hulk worth it.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure, man. Oh, yeah, it's been a lot of fun talking with you guys.
Nah, just-
Chat,
Yeah.
seeing all their opinions. Some people love it, some people hate it. It's great, man. You know, just as long as we all know, or just as long as we don't get offended by each other's opinions, right?
Right.
You
I'm
can like
not.
what he likes, can hate what he hates. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for joining us for this immense journey that we've overtaken. And it overtook us sometimes at times. Jelani, final thoughts.
I'm glad it's over finally. I am happy. I am not any of the things I said I was. I'm not a toxic fanboy man, baby. I'm just a person that knows what I like, and I like good stuff, man. I know I do because I'm with guys that like good stuff, and we talk about good stuff all the time.
yeah,
It's just
bro.
you caught me on a bad show at a bad time, and man, I hate Ben Affleck, but I may hate this show more. I'll get over it. I will get over it.
And I love Batfleck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, he's trash. Yeah,
You're right.
it's all good. But it's fine. Him and Ryan Johnson. I got so many hates, but I got loves too, and I don't talk about them enough. And I want to talk about them more. And I loved Werewolf by Night. I'm actually excited for it.
Yeah, y'all, if you haven't checked it out, go watch our review. We went for like over an hour on that special presentation. We all loved it. We also spoilers. We all gave it a fucking perfect score, which blows my mind. In hindsight, I'm like, wait, Robbie, how high were you that night? Like a 5? A 5? Bro, it may be because I was like,
fresh air. It gets a 5 for being that, bro.
Yeah, exactly, right. In our spot,
our stream is a 5. Our stream,
hell yeah. I think our streams of 3.69. Manny, what about you? Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Well, Inhumans got brought up a lot tonight. Thank you for doing that because it gives me a chance to say, check out thgtoys.com. You can read my review of that September 29th, 2017. You can read all about how much I shat all over that. And NBC's Powerless, which is way better on the rewatch. So make sure you check that out as well.
Man. Powerless, yeah. That didn't give it. It was because it was on Sony. That's why they didn't get a fair shake.
Didn't give it a fair shake. Speaking of fair shakes, what about you, Steph? Final thoughts.
If a tree falls and no one is around to hear it, does it make any noise?
Bro, like that's your last bit that you have before, like when you're like can't think of anything else to say, you go back to the tree falls in a forest thing, and you're right. I think no, because it's all about observation. We learned that through quantum physics, right? What about you, Brooks? Final thoughts.
My final thought is a question. Who's that girl?
Dude, do you remember? I just dropped a whole LeBron James Wheatie box behind my shelf. Do you remember like the first episode? We were all excited. I remember I was drunk. And I was like, who's that
Bumping,
girl?
baby.
Hell yeah. Man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway.
What happened to us?
What a long journey.
We used to be so full of life.
Hell yeah.
Now we're
Abel,
just
final
dead
thoughts?
husks.
Have the balls to say how you feel, but the patience to listen to others. Station.
Thank you. And thank you for listening to me, by the way. That's Station.
My final thought is watch what you watch, like what you like. Who gives a shit? I won't rewatch this show. There you go. Saturday night, join us for Dylan's Horror Show when we continue Horror Fest with The Witch. Man, wow. The fact that I gave Werewolf by Night a 5 made me really rethink some things after I watched this movie. And then on Monday night, we're talking about Serpent and the Rainbow. I'm very excited because everybody on the panel, aside from me, has not seen that movie. I rewatched it last night, and I was nervous. I thought we might be in the brew for another Funhouse because it's literally the same panel. But nah, y'all gonna like this movie. It gets a little cheesy at the end, maybe, but this movie fucking slaps, and it still holds up. So there you go. The Witch on Dylan's Horror Show Saturday night. And The Serpent and the Rainbow. That's right, y'all. It's Magic Horror Week here at Horror Fest. And we're not just getting started. We're at the end, nearing it. But we got some good things to come.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to end you with the Horror Fest teaser. So, station, everybody. Thank you for being here. And Matt Murdock smashes, man.